Humankind is on the precipice of a great transformation. Just like the invention of the wheel, just like the invention of electricity, just like the invention of penicillin, data science, AI and ML will change the future of humanity in ways that we haven't imagined even today. I'm Kumar Ramachandran. I manage SASE for Palo Alto Networks. In SASE, we're working on three big areas and transforming those areas using the power of AI and ML. Massive shifts in security outcomes, in network or SD-WAN outcomes, and in operational outcomes. Let's talk a little bit about how we are generating these outcomes. All of data science starts with data, and the data has to satisfy three C's. The data has to be complete, consistent, and correct. Let's look at what each of these mean. The data has to be complete for the problem set you're trying to solve. Every element, whether it's network data, whether it's security data, whether it's operational data, across a lot of context has to be gathered. All of the data has to be consistent from each and every area that you gather it, and the data has to be precise. You can't have garbage in, garbage out. Let's look at how Prisma SASE fulfills and delivers on the three C's of data. In the world of SASE, what we work on really is making sure that any user anywhere has access to all her applications with great security and great performance. So whether that user is at home and there is a problem in the Wi-Fi network, or there's some kind of security vulnerability being experienced on the laptop, or the same user has now moved to a branch office, and the SD-WAN device there has to analyze applications and the network, whether security has to be interrogated there, the middle mile, traffic that's internet bound, traffic that's SaaS bound, traffic that's bound for your private clouds or your data centers or even in the cloud. Data across security, network, and operations across this entire set is made consistent, it's precise, and all of it is stored in one massive cloud-scale data lake. Because we built Prisma SASE in a unified manner, we're able to leverage the power of data and data science. Point products and vendors that haven't taken the deep effort required to solve the three C's of data are very misaligned against the transformation with data science, with the AI and ML. Oftentimes, they have a different product. For, let's say, the internet access, that's your SWG product. You could have a different product for your SaaS applications, a CASB product, a different product for your private app access, whether it's a VPN or a ZTNA product. Same thing for your remote sites, same thing for the middle mile. If you have disparate data sets, they can each only solve part of the problem. You cannot unleash the massive transformative power of AI and ML against the data sets. When you do it, and do it right, like Palo Alto Networks has, you unlock great value for our end users. In security, today, 95% of zero-day threats are stopped using inline ML. If you think about it, that's foundationally different from how the rest of the industry addresses security. When it comes to network or SD-WAN, we deliver the best possible user experience because the end user data, the user experience data, the application data, all of that is reacted to in real time by our data science engines. And when it comes to operations, gone are the days when you needed armies of NOC, TAC, and deployment engineers to babysit your products and your deployment. We're able to deliver the best possible SLAs, finines, again, because of the power of data science. The reason that Palo Alto is able to deliver best of breed while also being an integrated platform is that our viewpoint is that not only our best of breed and platform, not in opposition to each other. With the rise of data science, you need a platform approach. You need an integrated approach to fulfill the 3 C's of data. And if you don't fulfill the three C's of data, you cannot be best of breed. We got some big announcements today. And as we go through the announcements, in each of our areas, whether it's security, whether it's SD-WAN, whether it's operations, I'll be talking to you about how we are using the power of AI and ML to deliver absolutely stellar outcomes for our end users. There's 4 big things I'd love to talk about today. The very first is our AI-powered autonomous digital experience management. Then we'll talk about innovations in our cloud secure web gateway. We'll talk about ZTNA innovations as well as SD-WAN innovations. Prisma SASE incorporates the industry's very first AIOps solution natively. Now, when we brought autonomous digital experience management to the market some quarters ago, we delivered incredible observability across all of SASE. If you think about the observability problem, when your applications are delivered in a hybrid model between internet, clouds, SaaS, data centers, and your users are in a hybrid work model, either at home, on the road, or in the branch office, if you think about the problem of visibility, observability, it is a pretty complex one. Trying to deploy overlay devices, overlay products against the SASE fabric is really like chasing your tail. You're going to be deploying software, hardware, or agents or probes across every part of your environment. With ADEM, what we've done is embedded deep observability into every part of our SASE fabric. So whether the user is sitting at home and accessing her applications, or that user comes to the branch office, which is powered by Prisma SD-WAN, you have the ability to gather deep network, operational, application performance, and security data, all of it being stored in a centralized data lake. It eliminates the need for overlay, visibility, or monitoring tools. Now, clearly, we didn't stop there. What we've done now is we really looked at the problem of operations. If you think about what IT teams have to deal with, there's 2 broad buckets of challenges. One, the end user experience. Oftentimes, even if you have other monitoring tools, by the time you know that an end user is having some kind of poor application experience or an outage of some kind, oftentimes it's too late. The user has already opened up a trouble ticket, or the user has already suffered from a loss of productivity. The second area really is around the management of these systems. We continue to be in an environment where more is expected with less from IT teams. You have overwhelmed IT staff trying to manage security, network, SD-WAN, all of it in a fluid manner. So here's what we've done. We're introducing today a very exciting set of AIOps capabilities. It spans all users, all applications, SD-WAN, Prisma Access, our full SASE fabric. It automates incident detection, incident diagnostics, and remediation. So just think about it. Let's take an example. Let's say a user is sitting at home and on a Zoom call, and there's some problem with the Zoom call. In real time, our system is able to understand and diagnose the issue. It gets even more exciting. While that user is on that Zoom call, and let's say autocorrections have been applied, the system is also proactively monitoring any number of applications. So let's say this user has set it up such that 10 of their critical applications are being monitored. So whether it's your Gmail, your SharePoint, your Office 365, that is being proactively tested. And then our system has the intelligence to understand, is there a problem at the home Wi-Fi network? Is there a problem with the home internet connection? Is there a problem in the middle mile? Or perhaps there is a problem with the cloud data center from where these services are being delivered. Once you isolate or diagnose the issue, then you can actually kick off automated playbooks to remediate the issues. Early on, we expect that our customers would love the joystick, so they are in control of the kickoff of the playbook-based remediation. And over time, we absolutely expect that, much like self-driving cars, our customers will want to relinquish control of the joystick for certain use cases which they have gotten comfortable with, and let the system complete the autonomous remediation without any manual supervision or manual interventions. So with that, I'm going to hand you over for a very exciting demo of AIOps.
Hi, I'm Dinesh Ranjit, Product Manager for Prisma SASE at Palo Alto Networks. Autonomous Digital Experience Management is our SASE native solution enabling IT to monitor and observe user experience and provides deep insights into each segment of the service delivery path. Today, I will give you a closer look at how we use artificial intelligence and machine learning technologies to deliver holistic observability of all users, all branches, and all applications, and automate critical IT operations. I'll switch the user interface to dark mode for this demo. Here you see the new Prisma SASE dashboard. If you're an IT operator, you spend hours switching between dashboards from multiple vendors for monitoring and visibility across your users, branches, applications, and IT infrastructure. Our single, unified SASE platform ingests and trains large discrete data sets like telemetry, logs, real and synthetic traffic, and configuration across your entire Prisma SASE deployment. In this demo example, we have an organization with 172,000 mobile users where ADEM is detecting 400 mobile users having poor experience. Powered by ADEM's event correlation engine, within a click, you can see what's impacting your end user's experience so you don't miss critical incidents. Users are empowered to solve problems themselves, like poor Wi-Fi quality at home, while IT teams resolve problems outside of the user's control. Toggle to view the health and performance of SD-WAN branch offices with deep insights into devices, WAN hops, and applications impacting experience. ADEM synthetic monitoring capabilities measure availability and performance of both private and SaaS applications, allowing IT admins to manage SLAs from a single user interface. In this example, we see that Zoom is degraded and users in the US West Coast are connecting to Zoom servers in geographically distant locations. In addition to customer-specific data, we train our machine learning models with anonymous, crowd-sourced data in order to distinguish between regional Zoom outages and customer-specific issues. With ADEM, IT teams now have end-to-end observability into mobile and branch users, applications, and their critical IT infrastructure, all in one dashboard. Today, IT operators get the first hint of a service degradation only after end users report issues or events from multiple siloed tools. They manually correlate these different signals to troubleshoot. For instance, say Southwest data center connectivity is degraded. We observe deviations from normal patterns to proactively detect data center connectivity degradation. Our AIOps engine builds adaptive baselines with distinct seasonality for all of your SASE data and runs correlation models at scale. As you can see, we correlate different anomalous events such as tunnel down, authentication failures, private app reachability, high WAN circuit latency, etc., in order to eliminate symptoms from the actual problem and pinpoint to the precise cause. We analyze user activity trends to determine impact to help you prioritize incidents. In this case, we see 465 users are impacted. And lastly, remediation playbooks guide IT operators to faster resolutions. You can start with manual intervention and when ready, move toward automating remediation tasks. Here you can see how our platform automated various stages of the incident lifecycle and natively integrates with the IT service management tool of your choice, thus significantly reducing business downtime. This demo clearly shows the power of AI-powered ADEM and how it will improve the way you manage SASE and enable exceptional end-user experience. Thank you for joining me in this demo.
So when you look at AI-powered ADEM, we've now delivered observability, all users, all apps, anywhere. AI Ops, which allows proactive incident detection, incident diagnostic, and an automated incident resolution or remediation across security, network, SD-WAN use cases. Many of us thought this future would take several years, and it did. We started working on these capabilities somewhere about 3 years ago to solve for the 3 C's of data, to ensure that the system is built in a manner that we are able to unlock the power of data science, the power of AI and ML in the service of our end customers. Second big topic for today is the innovations we built when it comes to our cloud SWG or secure web gateway. What we've now done, some months ago, we introduced a proxy-based onboarding mechanism for our customers. We've continued to expand the capabilities of our proxy-based onboarding. So in addition to using pack files, you can use our SASE client agent, our Global Protect agent, to onboard in a proxy-based model. So with that, you can pretty much replace any legacy proxy solution. Many of our customers have old on-prem proxy devices, and you have projects to replace those on-prem proxies with a cloud-based proxy solution. So with little to no changes to your environment, you don't have to make a network or architecture change. You can enable the migration while having the power of the client agent. Our client agent can coexist with third-party VPNs. So if your project is phased such that you only want to do a proxy replacement, and you're not replacing your VPNs with our ZTNA solution, that's perfectly fine. You can absolutely get started with the proxy-based solution, and we can coexist with third-party VPNs. And whenever you're ready, you can absolutely, of course, replace your VPN solution, whether the old VPN solution was with Palo Alto Networks or with the third-party solution. Our client-based approach can solve for it. So the Global Protect agent, it can solve for both having a proxy function while having secure tunnels back to your data centers or any of your private applications in the cloud or otherwise. So if you think about it, from a proxy perspective, Palo Alto Networks delivers the most powerful security capabilities, right? Whether it's DNS security, whether it's advanced URL capabilities, whether it's our wildfire capabilities. As you can see, we vastly outpace the rest of the industry. At the same time, we're very cognizant of the fact that the bad actors aren't standing still. When it comes to phishing, we continue to see an evolution. The early days of phishing, they were more general purpose, less targeted. And then we saw the emergence of more focused efforts, custom targeting. And we also saw the first wave of scaling out with phishing as a service. We're seeing three big things right now in the industry. We're seeing SaaS platform-based phishing, where people leverage known SaaS properties, which are known to be good, to actually attack you. Second, we are seeing man-in-the-middle phishing. And in that case, even if you have MFA turned on, you're still exposed. And then third, there's a continued attempt to scale out phishing attacks by using phishing kits. And the interesting fact is that 37% of intrusions are actually caused by phishing. So it's something we absolutely keep innovating to address. So we're going to see a demo of not only the new SWG capabilities, we're also going to see how Prisma Access and Prisma SASE are bringing innovations to address these new threats that impact your environment.
Hello everyone, I'm Aaron Edwards, Senior Director of Technical Marketing for Prisma SASE. Today, I'm here to demonstrate our new agent-based proxy capabilities in the Prisma SASE Secure Web Gateway Agent. One of the most important tenets during development of our agent-based proxy was full security without compromise. To demonstrate how our proxy agent leverages the full power of Prisma SASE security, we'll show how it can protect against man-in-the-middle phishing attacks. These type of attacks are getting increasingly invasive, sophisticated, and widespread. Here, you can see one of the widely available man-in-the-middle phishing tools. Phishing kits based off of these tools allow users of any expertise to trivially craft and execute a phishing campaign. Let's see what happens during this type of attack. Here, the phishing tool is essentially creating a reverse proxy between the user and a legitimate website, in this case GitHub. This enables the tool to proxy what appears to be the exact and a legitimate web page to the end user. As we can see, the man-in-the-middle attack was successful and stole the user session, even with two-factor protection enabled. How do we protect our user base against easy yet effective attacks such as this? The key is machine learning and AI. We've trained our systems on multiple new learning models and crafted 3 new discrete protections to prevent these type of attacks. First, we have built a SaaS phishing awareness model. This model trains our security engine to understand what popular SaaS brands look like and to understand when a site might be trying to copy the look and feel of another site. Next, we've taught our engine to know phishing attack methods, techniques, and what they look like. This protection is built on Palo Alto Networks' rich history in helping customers prevent and recover from phishing attacks worldwide. Now, our security engine has learned when to be suspicious of phishing-style content. Last, we've trained the system to understand the methods and tools that are often used in a man-in-the-middle attack. These models enable what is essentially an artificial intelligence in Prisma SASE to help make some of the same risk determinations we ask end users to make every day when opening emails and clicking on links. Now, Prisma SASE can help users objectively look at content and make critical determinations of the risk in real time to help catch any of these man-in-the-middle attacks that might otherwise slip by our users. So what's required to configure this protection? In our advanced URL protection, we simply enable Cloud Inline Categorization. That's it. Now, fully protected, let's go back to our client. Here we can see that we are connected via our new Secure Web Gateway agent. Now, let's go to that attack URL that was used so successfully with the last attack. And the user is immediately protected. All of the learning models we discussed earlier allowed Prisma SASE to provide an instant reaction to the threat. Finally, if we want more info, we can go into the logs and see more details on how and why the system took action on this URL. As you saw, with a simple click of a button in the UI, we were able to protect users against some of the most advanced phishing attacks currently available. I hope you enjoyed the demo, and thanks for watching.
So bringing it all together, if you think about our cloud SWG, now we have the most flexible onboarding options. You can onboard via proxy, that's pack file based. You can onboard via an agent-based proxy, or you can also onboard using a more traditional tunnel-based approach. And the interesting thing, of course, there is the ability to apply the full power of what I think is the world's best security stack. With that, let's talk about the third big innovation or area of innovation that we wanted to announce today. When it comes to ZTNA, or Zero Trust Network Access, Palo Alto Networks announced ZTNA 2.0 a few quarters ago. And we announced ZTNA 2.0 because there was a clear gap in the industry. Too many products out there had substantial issues and put customer environments at risk in their migrations to ZTNA. So we came out and we put a seminal paper out there that called out the need for true ZTNA 2.0 that absolutely does not engage in any compromise whatsoever, whether it's security, whether it's access controls, whether it's performance. With Prisma Access, what we do is we have app ID, user ID, device ID based policies. So in a world where you don't want to have network construct-based access controls, but you truly want to treat every part of your environment in a zero trust manner, you don't need to rely on a quote-unquote in the network, out of the network model. Especially in a distributed environment where your users are hybrid, your applications are distributed, absolutely leverage the power of Palo Alto App ID, User ID, and Device ID to set up your policies. Now, we do continuous trust verification. So if you think about an airport, as you walk into the front of the airport, there might be a check of which plane you're going to, your boarding pass, your user ID, your driver's license, or your passport. But we don't stop there. Throughout the journey, traversal of the airport, and all the way when you're sitting on the plane, you're only given access to one seat, not a section of the plane, but a specific seat. It's very narrow access, and there's continuous monitoring. In addition to that, of course, we apply continuous security all the time with the best security stack out there. Today, we're announcing a very exciting couple innovations in the ZTNA area. Number one, we're announcing some major enhancements to our ZTNA connector. So when it comes to how you attach or publish your applications to your users, you have now three big options. We've always supported service connections, where you can use a network-centric model to publish those applications to Prisma Access. With the ZTNA connector, there is an application-centric model to publish those applications into Prisma Access. Let's talk a little bit about that. With the ZTNA connector, zero networking changes are required. The ZTNA connector is a piece of software that sits close to your applications, publishes just that application out to Prisma Access. You can specify your policies based on users and applications, and it really dramatically simplifies onboarding. You can use ZTNA connectors in your data center, in the cloud, in VPCs, wherever you want it. And you can use it in hybrid mode, where in certain locations, you could be using service connections, which offer the power of publishing from the edge of the data center. And in other locations, you could absolutely be using the ZTNA connector. One of the areas where the ZTNA connector really shines is M&A scenarios. Oftentimes, in those circumstances, you have overlapping IP addresses. And even when you have overlapping IP addresses, the ZTNA connector can precisely and in a non-ambiguous manner publish those applications to the ZTNA policy and ZTNA-based access that Prisma Access provides. And the the third big model of connectivity. So you have service connections, ZTNA connector, and you now also have a colo connector. What the colo connector does is that it eliminates the need for any internet traversal between your applications and Prisma Access. So for customers that are engaged with colos, either because they have hybrid applications or that's their model of access into the cloud, Prisma Access integrates with many of the colo providers now, so you can publish those applications and provide that connectivity directly from the colo to Prisma Access. Massively scalable and also delivers compelling performance. So if you think about connectivity and simplification and scale, Prisma Access provides the best options: service connectors, ZTNA connector, and a colo connector. The fourth and extremely exciting area of innovation is SD-WAN. If you think about it, the branch is back. During the pandemic, some customers had to put their branch projects on the back burner. They had to deal with ensuring that the users sitting at home while we were all hunkered down had to have the right kind of access, and there was branch transformation happening in certain verticals, but some verticals really had to pause their branch projects. Now, the branch is absolutely back. These branches are getting digitized, massive growth in cloud, and you're also seeing a dramatic growth in collaboration. When we are all in the branches, right now, we do turn on our video for collaboration so we can collaborate with colleagues or co-workers who are not in the office on the same day. What this has done is made SD-WAN even more of an imperative than it already was. The old model, where traffic was flowing to the data center, and from there, connectivity was provided to other resources, whether apps in the cloud or otherwise, clearly it no longer works. The branch of the future needs the branch office to freely and directly access all the applications that are required at that branch, and really to be able to lower costs by not only supporting MPLS, but really supporting an environment where you can use broadband, where you can use 5G, LTE, and all this connectivity in an active manner. Now, one of the very important things is that we are absolutely seeing the emergence and rapid adoption of a full SASE stack at these branches, because it's not only enough to use connectivity in a robust manner and in an active manner, it's also essential to provide a direct-to-app architecture, which means from the branch, I don't want to go to my data center, have security be processed, and then be sent out to SaaS, and then be sent out to cloud. I want the branch to access those resources directly. And that's where combining Prisma Access with Prisma SD-WAN for a full SASE branch solution is so essential for our customers. In a SASE world, we offer one-click integration. So you're able to fluidly combine our SD-WAN capabilities with Prisma Access. It's the same user ID, it's the same app ID that we resolve across both systems. So when you think about it, when you get SD-WAN, SD-WAN meant for the data center is insufficient. That was the birth of the SD-WAN industry nearly a decade ago now. Today's SD-WAN has to provide that full might of SD-WAN functionality, active load balancing, making sure it's app-based traffic engineering, not just for data center bound applications, but for your internet applications, for traffic that's bound to your SASE solution, for your cloud applications. And lastly, the power of AI and ML has to permeate not only your Prisma Access or your SSE component of your SASE solution, but absolutely has to be unified with your SD-WAN. We're announcing a new SD-WAN command center where you're able to view, monitor, and manage your entire remote office infrastructure portfolio. So across the globe, you can monitor all your locations and get deep visibility all the way down to a user, link, and application. What we've done is that we've ensured that ADEM is fully integrated with SD-WAN, and we continue to innovate across the entire stack. ADEM as a power-sucking alien or sitting behind an SD-WAN router automatically gets limited. That's why when you do mix and match SASE, what happens is that any visibility capability thinks of the WAN as one translucent, actually not translucent, or translucent box. You can't see what's happening down to the individual connection. Whereas with us, you actually know and have visibility into a specific connection for a user at a certain point in time for an application. Now, we're also announcing expansion of our controller offers. We've always provided a native cloud controller model, which provides control, provides management. In addition to that, we see that in certain parts of the globe, there are regulatory and compliance needs that are best fulfilled with an on-prem controller option. So we are making available to all our customers an on-prem controller option if they so choose to. The cloud controller model is very powerful, it's very fluid, and it's also available globally with the right kind of geofencing to meet regulatory requirements. So if you think about it, SD-WAN and security are coming together or have come together in a very, very powerful manner. Now, one of the areas that we've seen in the branch office really is how do you secure things? When you think about the branch office, we really have to think about zero trust for people, for applications, for devices, and things. Think about an average building. The card readers, the sensors, the temperature sensors, there's cameras, there are motion sensors. All of these are really a vector of vulnerability. There's an absolute explosion in both the number of these devices and the need to properly secure these devices. So what we're doing with Prisma SASE is that we've integrated our SD-WAN solution and our Prisma Access solution so that you can automatically classify using deep AI and ML different devices. Prisma SD-WAN exports relevant contextual information to Prisma Access so that you get the right kind of policy that can be applied to different devices. Now, we're going to watch a demo of some of the exciting SD-WAN functionality, including our IoT security integration today.
Hello everyone, this is Meena Seher. I'm a Senior Technical Marketing Engineer at Palo Alto Networks. I'm here to show you how Prisma SD-WAN now offers unparalleled visibility to not only your users and applications, but also your things. Let us walk through how network admins are now empowered to enforce consistent security posture across the organization. With an ION 1200S 5G device, plug in a SIM card for high-speed 5G WAN connectivity and connect a PoE-powered Wi-Fi 6 access point, and you will have a secure SD-WAN branch up in a matter of minutes. I'm going to walk you through an easy and simplified onboarding experience for a Prisma SD-WAN branch device. As soon as the ION device is powered on, it will automatically reach out to the Prisma SD-WAN cloud controller, and after a mutual authentication process, controller connectivity is established over a secure TLS 1.2 session. The device now shows up in the unclaimed inventory list and is in an effective quarantine state until an authorized administrator claims the device and assigns it to a site. A secure certificate exchange happens at this stage to ensure further controller communication is established using your unique customer certificate. The Prisma SD-WAN ION automatically establishes zero-touch VPNs with high-frequency key rotation, and secure data forwarding begins immediately over the SD-WAN fabric. The branch device automatically downloads configuration and global policies attached to the site for path forwarding, QoS, NAT, and security. Prisma SD-WAN offers application-aware security policies to protect the WAN perimeter while segmenting and isolating traffic within a branch site. Prisma SD-WAN integrates seamlessly with cloud services through the CloudBlades platform, enabling rapid rollout of secure branch offices with automated zero-touch connectivity establishment to Prisma Access as soon as the device is onboarded. Zero-touch connectivity to Prisma Access provides enterprises with improved security outcomes by stopping zero-day threats and data breaches. In the San Jose branch site, we are going to turn on deep IoT visibility. The branch ION will now export rich telemetry to the centralized data lake. This allows Palo Alto Networks' IoT security service to apply its ML-powered visibility engine to ensure quick and accurate device discovery, assess risk and compliance, and detect anomalous activity to provide administrators the tools they need to enhance their overall security posture, not just for users and applications, but now for devices as well. When the IoT dashboard is launched, we can see here there are 3 critical devices that have been discovered. The access camera discovered has an IP address which belongs to the San Jose branch subnet. This device seems to have a critical risk score, so let us investigate further. On the device dashboard, we can see device-level information like potential CVEs and misconfigurations, like for example, using default credentials. But we can also see device behavior, application access patterns in both inbound and outbound communications. With this rich visibility, IT and network admins are now empowered with information to enhance the overall security posture of branch offices. Thank you.
And now, it's my absolute pleasure to sit down with Ken Ogami. He's the Senior Vice President and CIO with Westfield. Ken, it's such a treat to have you here.
Thank you.
I know you've gone all in with Prisma SASE, having deployed Prisma Access, Prisma SD-WAN. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your company, Westfield?
Yeah, so I'm the CIO currently at Westfield. Westfield's in the business of making marquee locations, right? And what is that? That's shopping centers, airports, mixed-use properties, and trying to create the best experience we can for people to come visit and for tenants to come and set up shop.
That's great. And going back to your SASE journey, right? Network and security, traditionally they've been separate disciplines.
Mm-hmm.
What led to your decision to go all in on single vendor integrated SASE?
This is a great question and complex. So before we go, there's a backstory here that leads us to this journey where the business was in a mode of transformation.
Right.
And they knew that we had somewhat of an analog business, and we, like many companies, needed to pivot to become more of a digital focus, right? And what does that mean? Well, it means embracing mobile and embracing web and working and adopting philosophies you hear me say often about anytime, anywhere with anything, right? So we have multiple locations, we need connectivity anywhere. How do we solve these problems? How do we embrace the web? How do we get closer to connecting with our customers through their devices? And that was the starting point of the philosophy of, okay, how do we move to a digital company? That creates new products, new services, new ways of creating connection points with our customers and our tenants. That creates new challenges from a security and from a threat surface standpoint. And we needed a way to ensure that we were doing this new technology in a way that was safe and secure to protect ourselves as well as our customers. So introducing these new technologies created how do we safeguard them? And that was where we decided we needed to change our model to a DevSecOps model, which was really combining these different teams together, right? The business with technology, and then technology and the business together with cybersecurity. And for embracing the cloud, for having connections anywhere, for having multiple devices of different platforms connect, we needed something like SASE that incorporated firewall as a service, cloud access security brokerage, SD-WAN, everything we needed to adopt to ensure we could go digital in a safe and secure way.
It's a very powerful story. Clearly we're seeing this convergence, especially for organizations that are trying to gain productivity and really unlock more fluidity, right?
Yes.
Like DevSecOps models and everything else. Having siloed products it goes against the grain of what you're trying to do. Is it fair to say that one of the things that many customers are looking at is that there's a technology decision, there's also an economic decision,
Yes.
right? As you look at the world right now with readjusting macroeconomics, how has SASE provided benefits from an economic standpoint or an efficiency standpoint for your organization?
So there's really two great talking points, I think, on this one. I'll start with the low-hanging fruit. SD-WAN specifically just dropped our operational budget. SD-WAN enabled a 60% savings across our spend for our networking costs.
Oh, wow.
And it saved us millions. Secondly, it was the ability to do more with less, right? The ability to have a central portal to see and aggregate all our information into one place for our teams, right? And we have a relatively smaller team, and we needed to make the most we could with that. And through the power of the portal and ML, and it gave us more visibility that we didn't have before. So it helped us do more with less.
That makes complete sense. I think, obviously we're big on the theme of integrated, complete solutions. A big part of that integration is, there is, of course, SD-WAN and the security components coming together.
Yes.
There's also the various security elements coming together, right? Rather than having siloed products for internet like SWGs, CASBs, VPNs, or ZTNAs, really having a complete product. So in your environment, right, as you look at security, as you look at the ZTNA or Zero Trust transformation, how did SASE help you in that journey?
So we created a philosophy of anytime, anywhere with anything, right? COVID accelerated this, like for many, many people, where we were making use of people not just being in a central office, adding the layer of our business model where we have these mixed-use properties, we have airport terminals, we have shopping centers all across the US. We had a very hybrid network. So we needed to figure out a way to incorporate people connecting at a full-time employee, a consultant, contractor, working from home, working in the properties. Our properties happen to have connectivity to the internet, people working out of Starbucks, working out of their cars. COVID was an interesting time that people were trying to find anywhere they could work. And this whole philosophy wasn't something that we were not prepared for. We were prepared for it. And a lot of that had to do with adoption of the Zero Trust, where it allowed us to ensure that we were safely protecting any type of device, regardless of whatever your status was, if you were external or internal, as well as using any type of platform device, if you were on Apple, if you're on PC, if you're on Android, you're on iOS, it didn't matter, right? And this all creates the safeguards to simplify how we can connect these people anytime, anywhere with anything.
That makes complete sense, right? The reality really is that for many, many customers, in a hybrid world, in a world where your application delivery model is distributed, rather than relying on the traditional, hey, you're safe or you're treated differently if you're in the network versus not in the network doesn't make any sense,
Mhm.
right? Security policies, apps, users, devices, that's how really a security policy needs to be. You mentioned the tremendous cost savings with SD-WAN.
Yes.
From a technology, availability, resiliency standpoint, are there some great benefits you've seen?
Yes. So SD-WAN cost savings was easy to get the business case taken care of because it paid for itself. The ROI is built right into the product. Adding on top of that, the function to scale, as we have these mixed-use properties and embracing this digital change in the business, we wanted to bring more footfall into our properties and more customers to visit. And how do we do that? Well, we have to create experiences for these customers. And that led us into the venue space of creating concerts. So we had a very popular mainstream pop artist come and perform a live concert within our properties.
Oh, wow.
And we live streamed this event and had people come on site and fans of hers to visit. And we needed a lot of bandwidth in a very small and short amount of time, because once the concert was over, we could go back to our normal bandwidth requirements. And the SD-WAN allowed us to scale in that way, where we needed something for a short order of events and get up and get back down to where we status quo operate at normally. And that's just some of the soft features that SD-WAN helped us do. Compound that with the ROI of our cost savings, it was one of the best projects we had done.
And so as we come back to the core SASE conversation, do you have any guidance, advice for our audience as to how they need to be thinking about their SASE transformation? Any lessons you have to share?
Yes. So we were partners with the business. And the business really drove this in the sense of they wanted to become digital. And what does that mean? They needed to create more mobile and web. They needed to embrace cloud technologies to allow easier connectivity. And all these great products that we were launching, and I'll give you an example of one, was during COVID. People obviously couldn't gather into small spaces, and retailers needed access to still have a way to have customers come in. So within weeks, we designed, built, and deployed a product called Line Pass, which was a mobile app on Android and iOS where people could queue, waiting in their car safely in the parking garage or down the street, and queue that they needed to go to a retailer store. And they would then have a push notification sent to their phone saying, we have only 2 people in the store, 2 people are leaving, 2 people can come in, and we would then push that notification and people could then come up in a certain amount of time. And this allowed us to queue and line people to come safely during a very uncomfortable time, while still allowing the businesses to operate, and people still needed access to goods and services. So this was a product that in the old paradigm we would not have been able to create, but because of our embracing of cloud and digital and mobile and web, we had the infrastructure and we had the ability to foster this quick turnaround and be quick and agile. And there's a big push on does the big eat the small? Well, the reality is the fast eat the slow. And allowing us to have something that we could quickly turn around, it gave us an edge that people were able to come to our properties and feel safe during this time. So all of that was business and all digital products. Then you got to layer the security on top of it, right? Because we needed to do it in a safe way, because it's a whole new threat surface, right? APIs that didn't exist before, mobile that didn't exist, websites that didn't exist. How do we, connectivity that didn't exist, how do we protect this, right? And the SASE architecture gives you these different tools and firewalls, SD-WAN, cloud access security brokerage. These are all things that gave us the protections to feel comfortable and secure our environment and still allow the business to develop quickly and technology to develop quickly.
I love that. I love that quote, the fast eat the slow.
Yes.
Though in my personal life, the more I eat, the slower I seem to become. So it looks like you have 4 big pieces of advice for the audience, right?
Yes.
1, partner with the business so the business outcomes are well understood.
Yes.
2, it looks like your guidance was go towards an integrated SASE offer, so it reduces operational costs, it delivers more productivity.
Yes.
And move to a ZTNA model.
Yes.
Right? The move to a zero trust model. And then, this is the age of the CFO with the economic climate. So making sure you get the very strong ROI for the entire project, 60% cost savings with SD-WAN.
Yes.
Those feel like some of the anchor guidance that you have for our audience.
Absolutely.
Ken, thank you so much.
Thanks
It's
for having
always
me.
such a treat talking to you.
Of course. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having me.
You know, we began the session by saying that the future of SASE is AI powered. What we saw, the future is now. The future is here. The innovations that we're bringing to the table with AI-powered ADEM, with the new ZTNA connector, with the cloud SWG, with the massive innovations in SD-WAN, including IoT security, you're seeing the power of AI and ML in action. The 3 C's of data required for data science are only achievable in an integrated, well-designed product. The age-old argument, best of breed versus platform, has been turned on its head. It's only products like Prisma SASE that can actually unlock the power of AI and ML in the service of your business, IT, and security objectives. Thank you all for joining us today.